World 3, Part 4.
And this is totally the first time we've done this. Nope, no mistakes at all.
So, this is one of the few levels where, maybe not few, but it's finally a level where I don't have to have a special ability just to get all the shards.
So it's kind of a rarity, if you will.
If you want to put it that way. I mean, maybe it's not all that rare, but for the past 3 levels I've had to have a special ability.
So it's one of the first.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay. Do you prefer this style, or do you prefer having to go out of your way to get some useless power in order to get a shard that is essentially useless?
Oh, I guess I prefer... Oh!
Oh! On the head! Take it, Kirby! Do you ever wish there were more gruesome deaths in Nintendo games?
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, it'd kind of be entertaining for me. On the other hand, Nintendo is trying to compete with Microsoft and Sony by appealing to a different demographic, so they might...
Maybe they could at least make it an option.
Maybe.
Like, you know, when the rock comes down on Kirby, instead of him just falling, he explodes into pink chunks. Come on, that'd be hilarious! Or like they lift the rock up and he's just sticking to it like chewing gum.
I don't know, like some parents are so annoyed that I think even if it was an option, we could turn it off, they'd get angry.
Why would they, though? I don't get that.
I guess they're afraid of corrupting their children or something.
Do they think their child will never be subjugated to violence? Do they think they'll never see some dude get decapitated? Because they will. We live in a fucked up world.
I guess they think as a child they don't have the knowledge to distinguish between fantasy and fiction, so they might try to emulate it. And then as an adult...
Child with mental issues couldn't. And that's what parents are for. To tell their child, this isn't real. This is fiction. You can enjoy it, you can like it, but you can't act it out. Because it is not real.
So do you think that children should play any sort of game, like any M-rated game or any R-rated movie?
I think there are some limitations, but I don't think they should be as bound and parents should be as worried as there are. There are a lot of them in the mindset, if my child plays Mortal Kombat, they'll think it's alright to rip the hearts out of people. It's like, no they won't! And if they do, guess what? Tell them, no, that's a bad child. Bad. Go to your room.
So what do you think the limitations are then? Like, what shouldn't a child...
Obviously, a 5-year-old doesn't need to be watching pornography. So there goes, you know, the Dead or Alive series. Because that's just porn and video game porn. Other than that, I don't really see too much. Maybe any disturbing content that might give them nightmares, like the Manhunt series. But other than that, it's really the child's value. You know? I can understand a parent wanting to protect their kids, but some things you don't need to protect them from. A video game isn't going to ruin your kid's life. Guess what? They can't do that.
So you think, like, with Call of Duty and stuff, even, like, a 6 or 7-year-old should be able to play it?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Really, what's the worst that can happen? They realize Nazis were bad?
What if they go on a school shooting or something?
How's an 8-year-old gonna get a fucking gun?
I'm sure steal it, maybe.
And no one can blame a school shooting on...
I just died again.
Blame any bad thing that happens in society on something else other than the person who did it.
Well, people do it all the time.
Yes, and they're wrong.
I think, what was it, like the vice president of the NRA said that it wasn't guns to blame for the shooting, it was vicious, violent video games, and he called it a...
It's not even guns to blame, it's people. Guns don't kill people, video game doesn't inspire people to kill, it's people that kill people. The wanting to kill comes from a human being's own mind and nothing more. I've been playing violent and fucked up video games since I've been but a wee little lad. And guess what? I've never killed anybody. Shocking, isn't it?
So maybe we need to have more restrictions on human beings.
We do! But the thing about that is, well, psychopaths are kind of hard to pick out in a crowd. Don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I also think that Nintendo should stop appealing so much to the kiddie demographic and get us some violent video games. I want to see a Mortal Kombat-like Super Smash Bros., damn it.
That would be pretty cool, so Like instead of a Link smashing the enemy to the other side with sword splashes, maybe like a limb comes off or something.
Oh yeah, like could you imagine like Link and Ganondorf fighting, and then all of a sudden it's like fatality, and Link cuts off both of Ganondorf's arms, and it cuts to like Ganondorf desperately trying to find a job. Like everybody's shutting him down. It's like, you have no arms, you can't be a ruler. And then Ganondorf's finally just bagging groceries with his teeth, and people are pushing him over, and he's just lying in a gutter homeless. That'd be amazing!